All right? These are 5 statements. See if you can guess what they are. I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. Let me do that again. I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. Number 2, I wish I hadn't worked so hard. Number 3, I wish I had the courage to express my feelings. Number 4, I wish I had stayed in better touch with my friends, especially my old friends. Number 5, this is the biggie, so take your notebooks out. Now this will be on the test. I wish I had let myself be happier. Notice the verbiage there. I wish I had let myself be happier. Okay, anybody want to take a shot at it? What is it? What are those?
Things people say on their deathbed?
Okay. The 5 most often regrets verbalized by those near death. Okay? So let's go back. Wish I had been me. I'm not trying to please everybody else. Wish I had been able to express myself and speak on how I felt and who I loved. I wish that I had simply stayed in better touch with those old friends. And I wish I hadn't worked so hard. And I wish I had just let myself be happy. Wow. Huh, interesting. Yesterday I was quoting The Art of Possibility, Benjamin Zander. He's the Boston Philharmonic, years and years. He's an amazing guy, great book. Here's his best quote. I am not here today to cross the swamp. I am here today to cross the swamp, not fight the alligators. I am here today to cross the swamp, not fight the alligators. And then one last quote, and we'll put them all together, from Rodgers and Hammerstein, from Ali's song, You Can't Say No. Every time I lose a wrestling match, I have a funny feeling that I won. And Ali sings it. Every time I lose a wrestling match, I have a funny feeling I won. Huh, interesting. So I give you 3 little nuggets of, I think, guides. You don't need to wait until your deathbed to say, I'm going to make sure those aren't my regrets. I say it in here a lot. At the end of the day, there's only one question. Are you glad you did, or do you wish you had? Are you living a life true to yourself? And then do you have the courage to? Are you saying what you believe and what you think from here? Are you telling the people in your life how you feel about them? Are you keeping in touch with those old friends and making an effort to make sure those tight acquaintances of yours know they're your most prized possessions? Are you working too hard? That's hard. Can you take the edge off a little bit and enjoy? And then finally, you can't make yourself relax, can you? You ever try to make yourself fall asleep? It doesn't work real well, though. You have to let yourself fall asleep. In Shavasana, the most important pose in yoga, we say, now just let it go. Just let everything go. And don't try to breathe. Let yourself breathe. You see, all of this is in us. Everything we need to do anything we want is already here. I mean, you were created to be able to enjoy the experience of life, both crossing the swamp, fighting to get across sometimes, and enjoying the trip across. So I'll finish it off with this. You can go wherever you want. I love when someone says, "Oh, Jim, what was that you said? You know, we talked about it last night at dinner," or whatever. The last little story, it happened 67 years ago, this July 4th. So it was July 4th, 1952. Reason I know that, that's the year I was born. And this young swimmer by the name of Florence Chadwick, she had been the first woman to swim the English Channel. But she was going to take on this miraculous challenge of trying to swim from the Catalina Islands to the coast of California. It was 26 miles. Long swim. She walked off the coastline of the Catalina Islands that July 4th morning at 5 a.m. in the freezing. Yesterday, if you jumped in, that was icy. That was about what it felt like. The freezing water filled with jellyfish and sharks. On both sides of her were two boats, one with her mom in it, who was her inspiration, that would be there to say, "Come on, Florence, you can do it." And on the other side was another boat with gunmen there to shoot off the sharks. Tough challenge. Well, she went out and swam through the jellyfish, through the seaweed, through the bone-chilling water. And she swam 15 hours when all of a sudden the fog came in. This dense fog came in, and she couldn't see in front of her. And all of a sudden she cried out to her mom, "I can't do it anymore. I can't do it." Her mother pulled her up into the boat, and to her dismay, less than 1 mile away was her destination. You see, she lost her focus. She lost her vision of the coastline. 2 months later, she would go back in to that same sea and swim through fog, jellyfish, and sharks, but keep a vision of that coastline, and she'd become the first woman to swim it. Emotional intelligence, the framework of it, is awareness, feeling things, sensing things inside as well as on the perimeter. The base of emotional intelligence is your ability to control your stress level, make good decisions, and most of all, interpersonally be able to move and work with people. The days of having a high IQ, they're almost meaningless. I've got a cell phone here that can beat any mastermind. It's on me. It's all about the ability to work in teams with people, be aware of little nuances, little movements, sensing it's time to stop talking and lead, sensing it's time to let the wrestling match go the other way and lose the wrestling match and have a funny feeling that you won. You come to LBI to stop all the external noise. You come here to be silent and feel and fill your heart and soul with love, kindness, and most of all, a feeling like your life is mattering. There's nothing more important. And for everyone here, we all know it. This is just a chance for us to recalibrate. Just stop for a moment, breathe, and become a yogi. Our first time yogis walk out, I've never done a yoga class. She said it with a smile and a grin. You've done yoga all your life. This is just something called put your arm up to the sky and breathe. So breathe today, focusing on what's happening. And don't let those 5 regrets be one of yours. All right, let's mosey on down.